A quick new idea, daily, from the world's greatest TEDx talks. I'm your host, Atossa Leoni, and this is TEDx Shorts. As technology and late capitalism transform job markets with frightening regularity, students are feeling the pressure to focus on narrowly defined so-called practical disciplines that offer the greatest prospect of stability. Today, education consultant Ellison argues that a strong liberal arts education is an essential foundation for any career-centric approach, and explains how it gives job seekers the skills they need to adapt and thrive.
I want you to have a bright future. Maybe some of you heard this from well-intentioned parents and educators growing up. Maybe some of you are being told this right now. Today, some parents and educators will guide their students to a bright future by taking them to the Occupational Information Network website, or ONET. It's a website sponsored by the Department of Labor, which outlines hundreds of job descriptions, as well as their potential for future growth. You can go to the rapid growth jobs list on the website and find alphabetically actuaries at the top and wind turbine technicians at the bottom. Those jobs with the greatest growth potential and the brightest futures have little sun icons next to them to help you out. It wouldn't be unreasonable for us to guide our students through this list and help them find the jobs with the greatest growth potential. This would be a very practical and efficient way of doing guidance counseling. And practicality and efficiency seem to be things we're pretty concerned with in education these days. And really, since about the Industrial Revolution in this country, we've increasingly made education more career-centric, more tangible, more practical. And I think it's kind of sad when I see so many of our at-risk students in this country being tracked into very finite and specific vocational and technical programs. I get the logic. Put the most at-risk students on what seems to be the path that will guarantee some kind of economic stability for these kids. I get it. The problem, though, with only exposing these kids to the practical and the tangible and the lucrative, and not the philosophical, the abstract, and the creative, is it's robbing them of an entire world of opportunities, and it's not guiding at all, it's tracking. And I would argue that it's these students, precisely these students on the fringes of society, who are most in need of a general, interdisciplinary liberal arts education. So remember the ONET website I told you about earlier? Well, it took me some time to put the pieces together and to figure out why a handful of the at-risk students I was serving were coming up to me with surprising certainty for 16 and 17-year-olds, telling me they wanted to be actuaries. I know what you're thinking. I was thinking the same thing. One, I had to find out what an actuary was. Two, this is odd for a 16, 17-year-old to have such a definitive path in mind. And then finally, I remember thinking how simple it would be for an overworked, overburdened educator who truly wants the best for this student at risk of not graduating, this student at risk of not achieving his or her goals, to really want the best for this student. So to go to that ONET website and to find at the top of the alphabetical list, actuaries. So my message to educators today is this. Remember that the young person you're working with today is likely going to want to or have to make a shift eventually. Are you giving him the tools to be able to do that? You might try challenging your child to write his dream job description. Then challenge him to go find it, or better yet, create it if it doesn't exist yet. Please do not pressure your child to pick a career at 18. She's not going to have a career for the rest of her life. Employers, I know it can seem scary hiring a young person these days. You're worried they're going to leave in 6 months. So perhaps it's time to make that way of working work for your company. Try getting the most out of a project-based employee while you have her. Then let her go on her way. It'll be more conducive to the job hopper and maybe more conducive to your company. Students, get excited. The world has never been so wonderfully uncertain, and I promise this is a good thing. You are going to have to keep up with the fast-paced lifestyle, but you already know how to do that. Remember, you have the skills employers want and need, that fast work approach, the tech know-how, cultural understanding, and empathy. But you are going to have to gain some more practical skills along the way. You should always be acquiring new skills. That's essential. These skills are your currency as you hop from job to job throughout your life. But remember, too, that as you go through life acquiring skills, to not forget your liberal arts education. If you want to be a successful job hopper well into the future, you're going to have enough of the generalist in you as well.
The TEDx talk you just listened to was recorded at a TEDx event in Reno, Nevada. All TEDx events are independently organized by volunteers who believe in TED's mission of ideas worth spreading. Special thanks to the organizing team at TEDxUniversityofNevada. Visit TED.com/TEDxShorts to listen to the full talk and learn more about TEDx Shorts. I'm Atossa Leoni. Thanks for listening, and see you tomorrow.